Welcome into episode 97 of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your hut lineup decisions. Before we get into today's episode, I want to point out a set of packs in the XP path that do seem to be pretty good, at least for me, and it was pointed out by a few people, but specifically Ply Hockey in my chat. So the XP sets that we've been chasing here, just trying to figure out what one's the best value. As it stands right now, these 81 plus choice player packs for 2 collectibles, essentially about 30-40% of the time you're getting an 85 overall player item. Now 85s, I believe, will be the barrier for entry in the warp speed event, meaning that it's the lowest overall needed to then make the event items. That will probably be 87 overall, and then the final ones, which will be 89, if it follows the same pathing that the last 3 events have. So again, EA could change everything like they've done a number of times, but just something to keep in mind. I found pretty big success with these packs, or these sets right here, the random 81 plus choice player pack. Just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Also, want to point out something that I've done when it comes to X Factors. I did a video going over the Series 2 X Factors. Just insanely not worth it at all. What I would recommend, though, is if you have 82 all the way up to 84 overalls, maybe not 84s, wait for the new event, but 82 and 83 overall player items, just simply sell them. If you have no interest in trading in for X Factors, right now, like they're going for like just under 4,000 coins, and that's a ton. So I sold like 30 of them for about 4,000 coins each, and I've gotten up to 190,000 coins just from doing that. And again, like I said, I have no interest in making a X Factor item, so just wanted to bring that to people's attention as well. Let's get into the prior videos, questions and comments. I am going to go in reverse order because unfortunately I was away and I got really sick, so I wasn't able to do the next video when I planned to. So when it's been a few days in between, I'll just go with the reverse one. It doesn't happen very often, but for this one, let's get after it. I'm already halfway to a captain, and I'm thinking of either making Makar or Bedsy as Makar. Or Bedsy. Makar, as he fits my line, fits English up that sentence. Okay, Bedsy, because Bedsy, my team looks like... Okay. I can't even decipher what we're trying to get through here, but he's got Nylander, Stützle, McDavid, Point, Zetterberg, Larkin. If you're trying to decide between Makar or Bedard, it is definitely Makar in this situation. Hoping for the feedback from you, Sleeves. Thanks for making these videos. Keep up the good work. I apologize. I don't know if like ChatGPT wrote this sentence. I have no idea what you were trying to say here, but I think it's between Connor Bedard and Makar. I would definitely go with Makar. Subban as a team builder. I could see that for sure. I could see that. Where you been? Need some input on those X Factors. I apologize. Like I said, I was away, and whenever I go away, EA always drops massive pieces of content. It's happened a number of times over the last few years, so it is what it is. Hey, Sleeves, hope you're doing okay. I'm doing like a mixed past-present Leafs, Canucks, Penguins, plus USA. This guy's got like a Puck Doku team. Would you be able to recommend anything to improve my squad? Maybe changing where I'm putting players' recommendations or anything I've missed that you might know of. Here's my team. Marner, Linden, Larkin, Nylander, Crosby, Kadri, Hillary Knight, Carpenter. I was going to say, where does Hillary Knight fit in? USA. Milestone, Malkin, Lemieux, Thornton, Miller. I got to be honest. Ideally, I'm looking to replace the players that aren't part of my theme. Who isn't part of your theme? Thornton would not be. Well, no, he's a Leaf. JT Milton. No, he was a Canuck. I don't know. Tanev, Hughes, Devon Taves. I know Taves isn't USA. Oh, okay, so Taves. Taves would be one. Everyone else like fits your line. Okay. So we need a decent left-handed defenseman that's either a Leaf, Canuck, Penguin, or USA Hockey. Slavin. Slavin's Nations of Hockey card. Left-handed, right? I always mix up lefty-righty. I think he's lefty. That would be my guess here. For abilities, I've activated Marner, Beagle, Beat Backhand, Silver Pocket String. Joe Wall, Gold Butterfly Fleck. You don't really need goaltender abilities. Slavin is a lefty. Perfect. So that fits. That's what I would recommend. Slavin right there. Hey, Slave, been watching for a couple of years now, and you're the go-to guy when it comes to Hut. I just had a question about the servers. I've been winning games, and then as the game ends, I'm loading to exit my game, and it disconnects. My Wi-Fi doesn't go out, just kicks me to the lobby. This is like a known issue that has just come up recently. It appears there's no way around it. If I hear a way around it, I'll let you guys know. It's unfortunate that with a AAA title video game, we just have to be like, it is what it is. And especially in Champs. If I haven't experienced it personally, I've seen tons of people that will get it. There's nothing that they can do right now, or that will be done right now. I would assume it has been mentioned in the Game Changer chat, so they are aware of it. And this would be something they will fix and patch. No ETA on it, though. This is usually the kind of thing that they will fix because it's pretty brutal. But yeah, there's nothing around it. So if you experience this, just know it's a known issue. 85 overall, 90 cider, 83 overall, 84, 87. I've been doing the 81 choice pack the last 5 levels, and those are the pulls I've gotten. I'd say it's the best XP pack. It is. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it appears that is the best one. I'm going to be able to make one sharpshooter card. I know my right-handed wingers are fine, and my defense needs more work, but I also think that both right-handed wingers. I'm thinking Kairu because I can make Nylander's X Factor. I know my defense needs help, but I feel like none of the cards are better than my offense. I'm thinking about also trying to get Makar's X Factor, but that'll probably take forever. What should I do? Take a forward or defense? Okay, so if you're dead set on making a card from this event, if your second best player is line A, like in terms of right-handed wingers, it would be Kairu. And then you could slowly make Nylander, which really won't take that long because it's a Series 1 card. You do need help on defense. The new event should be really good, though. With the Warp Speed event, it has the potential to be like absolutely incredible if it's everyone with 99 speed and free skating abilities. I don't know if that is what it'll be, but if it is, that's like a Gallery of Greats type event where it's not Team of the Year or Fantasy or anything like that, but in terms of events, it would be one of the best ones where like you kind of got to make as many as you can. So I would try and save unless you are dead set, but Kairu kind of fits the bill there. So how do you not have a new video up yet on the new Series 2 cards and the fact that you have released them? That's like, yeah, that again, I was just away. What do I do with my 86, 87 overalls just holding for now? Like I said, I think that 84s will crater in price. It's my guess. Don't know if it's 100% happen, but I would think that 84s crater in price because 85s become the barrier of entry. And then 87s are the, 89s are the next one because it would be 85s make 87 overall event items, and then 87 overall event items make 89 overall event items, and then you also need 89 overall just any items to complete master set items. Just like how this one was 88s, I think it'll be 89s. 87s probably won't be useful at all. They will have a little bit more use because it's 85s. I think the 84s will just fall off entirely. Which might be interesting because for people that are trying to chase after X Factors, there would just be more cards in the pool because 84 all the way to 82 would be the exact same. So, can anyone help me? Does anyone have the same problems? The game has massive delay for me when playing online. I have good ping, but it's become unplayable because the players react too late. So, hit start in a game, hit square and go to network performance and see if you have packet loss. If you have packet loss, that is an issue with your internet connection. Okay, so if you have an issue with your internet connection, what I'd recommend is to, you might be getting a lot of line noise from your network node in your area. You need to call your internet provider and make sure everything's okay. All right. This game, more than any other sports game or any other online game, is so finicky that if you don't have perfect connection, even if you don't have great internet, perfect connection to your actual internet source, it just will destroy you. If you have a Wi-Fi router or anything like that, don't play on Wi-Fi. You want to directly connect if you can. Find a way to directly connect. But that would be what I would recommend. If you're getting just massively bad ping, it'd still be the same thing. I'd power cycle your modem and router and give it a shot. In regards to growing the game, catering to the casual players makes sense. But if you've ever heard of the 80-20 rule, you can theoretically say 80% of EA's income comes from the top 20% of players. Wouldn't it make sense not to cater to anyone at that point or take turns catering to each side? 100%. I think that EA has a bigger issue of play base size, though. So I heard this a long time ago, again, from a developer that no longer works for the company, that it was something like less than 20% of the HUT player base will ever spend more than $20 in the game, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, right? Because you assume that more people would spend money. Very few people in the grand scheme of things actually do spend money, and even less spend more than $20. And the reason why I say $20 is because like that includes like they include that in like the initial pre-order stuff and things like that, or just like randomly when the game first launched, you throw $20 in. It was like less than 20% actually spend more than $20. When you cater to those people, though, the players, the 80% of your player base, they feel less inclined to play. And when they don't feel like playing, you're just left with the people that play the game too much, like myself, and for majority of a lot of us too. The game isn't meant to be played as much as it is. No sports game is, or yearly title, and that's a major issue. The game has a very low player base, I think, in comparisons to prior years, and getting new players has been very difficult. I think the things that they've done to make the game simpler, total controls, D2D, or just one-timers in general, very simple to get goals, it's just kind of dumbed down. I think it does help the players that have never played pick up the game, because the game has mechanics that are way harder than any other sports game. Way more difficult. MLB, for example, you could just pick up the game and you might not be good, but it's like hit X and line up your PCI, your indicator. Or Madden, it's like hit X to snap the ball, throw to whatever icon, right? Like, again, you won't be good, but you can understand it. NHL is a very complicated game from a mechanic standpoint, so getting brand new players in has been difficult, and that is why they've dumbed it down. But obviously, when they do dumb it down and they focus for casual players, the players that grind it and play it a ton never really lines up, right? You guys should try the 81 player choice pack. So again, looks like that's what, kind of the consensus. Sleeves, looking online, it looks like many people are having trouble with freezing, crashing, or in my case, having to clear the cache every single day. I've been playing HUT for 5 years now, and I've never had to experience this. Is this an NHL 25 or an next-gen console issue? NHL 25, it looks like. It looks like a pretty big issue with NHL 25. So, again, I don't know what's going on with that. The menu lag, something that's interesting is I heard that like one of the reasons why they didn't have tons of like leaderboards and things like that was just like server space, right? Because when you think about it, if you save stats for every game, the data required has to be stored somewhere, and then if you do it every game, it's an exponential amount more of data being saved. They have invested more in that for sure because of the amount of leaderboards and things like that. I wonder if things like the hologram cards, the animation cards, like on everyone's team and things like that, that slows things down. And I just wonder if like the menus got absolutely throttled because of all the new leaderboard stuff that's being stored. The animation card, which is ridiculous. That's not an excuse. Like it's ridiculous that this is an issue, but the infrastructure for the menus are just a mess and need to be addressed. Hopefully next year, because the menus have been the same structure of like blocks, and tabs, since when? NHL. When did it really change? 17? The Tarasenko cover? I didn't play HUT back then. I only played Versus, so I don't remember. I think it's NHL 17 when it changed to this like format. So that's been almost 10 years that the menus have been the same. And when I mean like they've been roughly the same, it means like they were coded 10 years ago. So, man, before Christmas, I played 2 to 3 hours a day. Now I play 2 to 3 hours a week. That is because they chose to shit on icons and X Factors. Personally, I don't like events and MSPs. I'd rather just grind for X factors and icons. Why can't they just make both of those things viable options? When I make a player, I want to play with them for a long time, not a month at the longest, like I do with MSPs. For someone who loves hockey in the video game, it's heartbreaking to destroy my way of enjoying hockey. This is like something that I was talking about over the last year. I really think that they're just slowly phasing out the year-long chase cards, which I think is a dangerous thing for them to do because the majority of the player base is really going to hate that. But maybe I'm wrong. Like again, that's just a guess of mine. It's something I've heard or anything like that. It's just a complete guess. It's just from what they've shown. It looks like they're just kind of just getting rid of them, right? So I don't think they'll ever get rid of it. The one thing I think EA does well in terms of its content structure is Friday event releases. Like compared to every other Ultimate Team game. I can't talk for FIFA, and maybe FIFA works the exact same, but like every Friday, the player base might not be large. But if you even think about like if you're slightly interested, you pay attention and log on to see whether it's YouTube videos or the game itself or Twitch streams. You like there's a little bit of excitement that you get every Friday to see what's new. That's a very good thing that they have, right? I just don't want them to go all in on that. It's just, the year-long sites are just, the year-long things that they chase after are just very important, and I hope they don't go away from that. I'm regretting making Weber as my hat trick player. I thought he'd be more useful as the game went on, but by midsummer, he's going to be a 98 overall with 90 speed. With 99 speed MSPs potentially coming on Friday, he's going to continue taking up space on my 84 B&Ds for the rest of the season. Also, I'm looking forward to the outrage when they throw 99 speed McDavid and McKinnon cards in the Warp Speed event and their Team of the Year cards only go up to 97. That's a massive issue and something that we should talk about. So I think what I'll do is we'll talk a little bit about this event coming up because I get a lot of questions about it. The Warp Speed event looks like what we're getting. And if it's again, like I mentioned, what the Sharpshooter event was, which I think in a vacuum was a very good event. It was just that the choices of Master Set players were awful because they just didn't not a lot of them made a lot of sense. And I wish they would release like a blog or something, and maybe there was something like a stat that they followed that kind of makes more sense, and we'd maybe understand it a little bit. But the Warp Speed event has the chance to be like a banger event because it's very difficult for them to make a event in between Team of the Year and Team of the Season that's exciting because we know what's coming, right? We know that these exciting events are coming and that everything in the middle is like, whatever, they'll be replaced in a month. 99 speed is 99 speed. That's year long for the rest of the game. Just like Gallagher Greats, Messier, and Yzerman, 99 faceoffs. You could have them as your fourth line center for the rest of the game. That's why they were so big to go after, right? So if that's the case and they do that, I think it'd be huge. I just hope that the choices make sense. Like Kairu, for example, in my opinion, is one of the faster players. He should probably have been a warp speed player. And they've already done a McDavid MSP and a McKinnon MSP. So are they going to double up on that, even though they are the fastest players? If they don't give them warp speed players, that kind of stinks because they are the fastest. So I would guess it's like Natchez. He would get one. I think that's Adrian Kempe, one of the faster players. As well as Owen Tippett is another one, very, very fast. I'm pretty sure like Zach Bogosian randomly is like one of the fastest high-speed players. Barzal's another one, but I think Barzal's more like shifty. So I don't know, although I'm not shifty. He is one of the fastest players, but I think they already used him for next gen. So I just want events to make total sense because we saw what happened with the Sharpshooter event where it's like, how do you have a shooting event where they have these really exciting like cards that have 99 shooting with decent speed, so it makes sense, and then like offensive abilities, which again makes sense, like shooting abilities, and not have Matthews, Pasternak, Draisaitl, just made it really lame. So if you have a skating event where it's highlighting the fastest players, you have McDavid and Matthews and things like, or Marner, right? But then there's also the argument of like, then you don't get the lesser star players getting highlighted, and like for theme team players, I'm sure there's Jets fans out there that loved getting Kyle Connor last event, right? Things like that, or a Carolina Hurricanes fan getting Seth Jarvis, right? So I don't know. It's a delicate balance, but the issue you bring up about Team of the Year, I think Team of the Year should match the highest attributes of player items as well. So this is all to say that we're gonna get a Austin Matthews Warp Speed card probably. So. That being said, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'll do another episode of Who Should You Choose tomorrow to make up for the missing few days. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.